there are some concerning developments for the Patriots that, surprisingly, might result in positive outcomes. Let me explain. Today's focus will be on the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft, which is quickly approaching and is only a few weeks away. The anticipation is growing, and there's hope that the team will make well-informed decisions. Now, let's explore the situation with the Cleveland Browns, and there may be some interest in understanding why we are discussing this team. There's been a lot of speculation about a specific player potentially joining the New England Patriots, and the odds suggest that he might be available to the team at the 4th overall pick. However, there's a growing perception that the Cleveland Browns may be preparing to make a bold move. Many believe that, instead of selecting a linebacker to eventually replace a key player, the Browns might opt for a playmaker they truly need, especially at the wide receiver position. This topic will be explored further soon. This idea is echoing throughout the league, especially as the Tennessee Titans engage in discussions about an athlete while deciding not to consider other candidates. As a result, a conviction is forming around a player as the top choice. The second overall pick was initially seen by many as the most viable option, even after the team secured a significant contract renewal for one of its key players. However, the team is starting to realize that they need more talent. When examining the current roster, it becomes clear that there is a demand for additional quality players. The athlete in question, even after the mentioned player's contract extension, remains a possibility, but now the team recognizes they require more resources. Upon evaluating the current roster, nothing stands out in a remarkable way. The primary threat is a receiver, along with another standout player. Looking at these two, we notice that they are tied to a high-value contract, which complicates matters. Moving on from a player with such a guaranteed salary would not be wise. The team is aware that the mentioned player may miss a significant portion of the 2025 season, which likely fueled the search for a new quarterback, hoping that he could serve as a temporary solution. However, the question arises as to whether they believe the answer lies with another player. No one is certain, but more and more experts believe that a versatile athlete could be the answer. Utilizing him on the field could provide the franchise with a dynamic receiving option. Considering the financial situation due to the quarterback's contract, this athlete could fill that gap. The reason the team might evaluate this player instead of another is that they already have a standout on the defensive line, reducing the urgency for reinforcements in that area compared to the offensive needs. This is surprising, given that, not long ago, when they signed a new quarterback, many believed the team would experience great success. Interestingly, they qualified for the playoffs with a different quarterback. This is not speculation, but the notion of a player joining the team is gaining momentum. This suggests that, for another team, it is increasingly likely that a player like the one mentioned will join them. This perception was reinforced in a recent analysis, where the rising athlete was firmly placed at the top and upon reaching the second spot. This marks a significant improvement. The New England Patriots are increasingly inclined to secure an athlete like Abdul Carter. This perception was emphasized in a recent draft analysis from a respected source, where Cam Ward occupies the first spot. In the second spot, a team is projected to select Travis Hunter, seeking a versatile player who can play in various areas of the field. Another team is expected to pick Shatter Sanders, which would leave the Patriots with the opportunity to select Abdul Carter. Given the coach's ability, Abdul Carter cannot be overlooked. In my view, he is the top prospect in this NFL draft, and it would be a significant loss not to have him on board. There's a good chance the Patriots could land a solid left tackle with the 38th pick, and it will be interesting to see who might still be available at that point. This discussion regarding the viability of this scenario is relevant. As we explore the draft options, it is becoming increasingly clear that Abdul Carter is becoming a realistic alternative. The team's interest in selecting Travis Hunter is likely based on various reports and rumors. There is consensus within the organization that picking Travis Hunter would be a smart move. The other team, in turn, still needs a quarterback. As discussed earlier, they may be eyeing a promising prospect for next year. Let's stay tuned to see how this situation unfolds. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. And there's another draft analysis that I find quite intriguing. A well-known website released its 7th draft simulation, and some picks are unexpected. The top 3 selections reflect what was predicted earlier, with Cam Ward proving to be a safe choice. If someone is thinking of betting on this, it seems like a solid decision, even though I'm not an expert on the subject. The team in question is likely to choose Travis Hunter with the 2nd overall pick. This 7th draft simulation truly sparks curiosity. The first 3 picks align with what was previously discussed. Cam Ward is undeniably a secure pick, and anyone considering betting on this appears to have a solid option. The team expects to select Travis Hunter as the 2nd overall pick, and with all the discussions in the league, including within the organization, this seems like a logical decision. Moving forward, Shatter Sanders is projected to be the 3rd pick, leaving Abdul Carter available. However, they end up choosing another player, which might be surprising. Although it shouldn't be shocking, it certainly raises some eyebrows. It's an athlete who could potentially transition to left tackle after playing his entire career as a right tackle. I believe this would present a challenge for him. They need an offensive tackle, but there are doubts about whether he can effectively play left tackle. Perhaps the coaching staff has a plan in mind if they select him. Even so, I fear this decision could be a mistake. Following that, we have other athletes after Abdul Carter, who might be chosen by a rival team, which would be frustrating to face his plays in 2 games per season. It would be particularly uncomfortable if he excels against a player the team selects instead of him, leading to reflections on a wrong choice. I'm open to hearing your thoughts. Is Abdul Carter becoming a more realistic option for the Patriots? Here's a question this spring. What would your top 5 picks be? Who do you think the Titans will select? And what about the other team at the 4th spot? Who will the Jaguars choose? I appreciate your thoughts, but in the end, I see this as good news. Although it's disappointing that a player like Travis Hunter would be a fantastic choice for us, if they go that route and another team does the same, we could end up with Abdul Carter, whom I personally prefer. The moderators will review comments left below, and appreciation will be acknowledged. Once again, there's a sense that this news from the Browns is encouraging. It is indeed frustrating since a particular player would fit perfectly in the 4th spot, but if they choose to go that route and another team also acts similarly, it might lead to securing a different player. Personally, there's a preference for that individual over the earlier option, yet there would be no objections to either choice. Ultimately, any decision made will be respected. Still, there's a genuine fondness for that player, in case that wasn't clear before. Thoughts regarding the top 5 selections in this draft are encouraged. What do you anticipate will unfold? Your insights are appreciated, and this conversation will carry on later. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The New England Patriots are making headlines once again, this time with their audacious pursuit of one of the NFL's most electrifying playmakers, Christian McCaffrey. The star running back, currently with the San Francisco 49ers, has found himself at the center of a high-stakes tug-of-war as the Patriots look to revamp their offense with a game-changing addition. Despite McCaffrey's injury-plagued 2024 season, New England appears undeterred, believing that his skill set could be the missing piece to reignite their championship ambitions. Inside sources suggest that the Patriots have been in discussions behind the scenes, carefully assessing the feasibility of pulling off what would be one of the most shocking acquisitions in recent years. The move would not only signal an aggressive shift in their roster-building strategy, but also reinforce their commitment to returning to the top of the AFC. With Bill Belichick no longer at the helm, the organization is keen to make a bold statement in the post-Belichick era, and landing McCaffrey would be just that. For McCaffrey, the prospect of joining the Patriots comes with its own set of intriguing possibilities. New England's offensive system has long been known for its adaptability, and a healthy McCaffrey could thrive in a scheme designed to maximize his dual-threat ability. The Patriots, desperate for a true offensive focal point, view him as a player who could not only carry the rushing attack, but also become a premier receiving option out of the backfield. Given their struggles to generate explosive plays in recent seasons, the acquisition of McCaffrey would send a clear message to the rest of the league. Of course, prying McCaffrey away from the 49ers is no easy task. San Francisco's front office, while undoubtedly frustrated by his recent injury woes, still recognizes his immense value when healthy. Having signed a lucrative extension through 2027, McCaffrey remains a key piece of their Super Bowl aspirations, making any potential deal a complex negotiation. The Patriots would likely need to offer a significant package, possibly including premium draft capital or even established talent, to convince the 49ers to part ways with their star running back. As the offseason drama unfolds, all eyes will be on whether the Patriots can pull off what would be a franchise-altering coup. Is this merely an ambitious dream, or could New England actually pull the trigger on one of the biggest trades in recent memory? One thing is certain. The Patriots are willing to take risks, and their relentless pursuit of Christian McCaffrey proves they are not content with mediocrity. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.